One of the opportunities of The Informer is to catch up with people from not only this country but around the world, and we're delighted to catch up with an ITV journalist. Her name is Jacqueline Paul, business management, media communications, among her many skills. She's out of the University of Gloucestershire. She has spent the best part of the last 18 years as a director and as a producer. Her career in broadcast and media has allowed her to work across a number of different genres. In fact, it should be a case of what haven't you done, Jacqueline, rather than what you have done. It's been an extraordinary career. She's an accomplished producer and she's done some magnificent work. And one of the things I want to talk to you about, Jacqueline, is the latest challenge you've taken on right in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tell us about it.
Yes, so thank you very much for that very kind introduction. I have tried to make the best of a bad situation, and I thought, what better way to use these skills that we've all got, you know, all my friends and I, we thought come together and create something with it. So I thought, as a filmmaker, I'll do the COVID Diaries. So what I did is I sort of picked lots of different friends in different walks of life. So a friend who's a criminal barrister, another friend who's a consultant paediatrician, you know, a friend from IT, a mum, a teacher, you name it. And I just wanted to basically get an idea of what the beginning of lockdown was like for them. And also I wanted a bit of B-roll. So I wanted not only that sort of first idea of, you know, so this is the first week of lockdown, this is what we're experiencing, but then also, you know, and I've taken up doing this course, or I've taken up doing yoga. So they're sort of quite interested in this time at home, not having to go into work, and then fast forward a month or a few weeks later, and then you see that it's not quite as fun anymore, and people are starting to get quite fed up. And so, you know, I must admit from the beginning, I always saw it as a bit of a social experiment, because I think that, you know, it was very interesting to see these really active people sort of slightly decline because of, you know, mental health, physical health, when you're not able to do the things you'd like to do normally.
Yeah. Jacqueline, as a storyteller, as a producer, you've taken a very interesting technique. You've used this series of video logs, basically, to help you compile these stories or these diaries. Was that something that fell seamlessly into place, or was it something that you had a bit of a trial and error before you got it down pat?
Well, I'm an observational documentary maker as well, so I'm used to, you know, whenever you make a documentary, what's great about it is you can script it to a degree when you know who you're working with. However, you never know which way it's going to go, and that's kind of what the fun is in it. So what I've done is I lay down the bones of how I'd like it to look, and then let's see what we get back. And, you know, I think what I have noticed, we're cutting the third one as we speak, is that there is a real considerable difference between them all, and I think it gets better and better, actually, because I think
you're absolutely right in that you plan only so much and then you wait for the gems to drop. For me, interesting watching is what is the one line, that bit of narrative that fits every one of your subjects? What was the one that surprised you?
Well, you know, a bit of a spoiler alert, but I think in the next one that's coming up, and, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of dark humour in this, but I would say that in the third one, one of the participants' grandmother has died. Really, like, she's just out the blue, unexpected, and I think you don't see it coming, really. So it's a very, I think, poignant line. But then on the flip side, I'd say another thing, which is a bit of a spoiler alert, but my friend who's a barrister, I said, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to put your wig on. And she was like, well, I'm not doing it at home. I said, just do it, please. And she did it. But it's really funny because she's in her gown and wig, and then she's doing hearings online, of course. But as the camera pans, she's actually watching Netflix, and it's just It's brilliant. It's quite funny. You'll have to see it, so tune in.
The COVID Diaries. Do you know when it'll be available in Australia?
Well, it's on YouTube, and I popped it on LinkedIn, so it's most certainly be available in Australia.
Fantastic. The series that you're probably best known for is the True Murders that I think ran on Fox or Foxtel over the past few years with Stan Grant and also Maddie Doran. Tell us a bit about that. Did you enjoy the opportunity to spend as much time as you did in Australia?
You know, I would actually say, I've been in television for 18 years now, and I would say that production stands out. I felt very honoured and privileged to be working with the families of the victims. I know it was incredibly sensitive content. You know, to share that with a complete stranger was, I felt very privileged. But also, you know, as you said, being in Australia, it was a real honour to be there and to, you know, go all over, because I was working with lots of fantastic homicide departments. And obviously in Britain it's very different, because we have lots of different police forces, but there's the same jurisdiction. And obviously in Queensland and New South Wales and Victoria, etc., are completely different. So there was it was really interesting piecing it together where crimes cross borders, or state borders, and so it was a real learning curve for me about Australian law. I worked with a lot of barristers on the cases, and prosecutors, psychologists. There were a couple of judges that I interviewed, and I just thought it was a really great learning curve for me as well as the rest of the viewers. And I remember it was an incredibly intense period. We were filming for months every day, being away from our families and whatnot, and getting used to jet lag when we arrived. But it was literally landed, literally hit the ground running. And but no, it was extraordinary.